Hey guys, this is going to be the first of hopefully a lot of different videos, but the ones we're doing today, my friend Kelly is behind the camera, I'm Drew, and this is actually a field a football practice field in Philadelphia that I've done a lot of meditations on, had a lot of privacy, and had an incredible, some incredible experiences here, believe it or not. And this first video, I actually want to talk about in the meditative state, because a lot of people get really hung up about meditation, or even say they don't, I don't know, have a lot of different ideas about meditation and sometimes don't even like it. And it's really just chilling out and feeling the bigger piece of who you are, which is like, I've always liked to explain it like if you take the energy equation, E equals mc squared, the mass, anybody who knows those numbers, c stands for the speed of light, but it's a constant. That's the key to it, it's a constant. The speed never changes if you go towards it or away from it, because it's a universal constant, which is because it's attached to all the bigger things that we are. And that's 3 times 10 to the 8th meters per second, but the number is huge, it's trillions, massive number. And the mass itself is like, if you weigh the mass of yourself, or even the mass of a planet, isn't even close to that kind of a number. So the biggest piece of the energy equation is by far the non-physical element. And I always like to use that as an equation. It's actually c squared, so 3 times 10 to the 8th squared, double that. So when you're meditating, and by the way, the speed of light, that's the light that's hitting me right now from the sun, and that's definitely something that I received this year. I had an incredible journey this year going back to March, when I actually got the virus, and then went through an incredible experience and had just incredible things happen. I've received a lot of what people like to call downloads, because they aren't even thought or emotion. They're definitely not emotion, and they're not even really thought. They're just instant vibration, and you know a whole lot of things. I like to call them info shots, because it's like a shot of whiskey real quick, and you just know all this stuff, but not from the whiskey, but just from the beyond. So the light is coming from what I've received as like a 5 dimensity, a density that is in the 5D area, and represents itself in the form of light in our 3D existence. And so that's part of what I'm talking about. There are higher dimensities, like 4, 5, 6, 7, goes all the way to 10, where it all started, when the one broke off the nothing. The nothing's the zero, the everything, the nothing, and the zero, the whole, both W-H-O-L-E or H-O-L-E, all there. And then the first vibration breaks off, and there you have the 10. And then the whole thing together now. So you have the nothing, the something, then the everything. But from there, we're all living in this now. We're living in every dimensity now. And most of what we're living, and most of what we are, like what Abraham Hicks likes to call inner being, is all that you've ever been, in all dimensities, and all the lifetimes in each dimensity. Everything you've ever been, that is your inner being, and it's all happening now. Everything you've ever lived on the earth, everything you've ever lived in this 3D existence in the universe, everything in 4D, 5D, 6. When you were just vibration in 8D, not even sure that you were, in 8D, the first consciousness was 7D. So 8D, nothing new, like vibration was popping around like, are we real? Do we exist? That kind of thing. So all of this happening now. It's all happening now. The first vibration off the nothing happening now. So most of what you are, again, is that C, that constant, that non-physical. Now 3D is very physical. 4D had a little physical starting, and then it's 3D, and then 2D is way more, even more intense, and we make that in paintings and movies and our sports games and computers, and the thing Kelly's holding called an iPad, that's 2D. And then 1D is another story. It's like one string of every moment ever existed, and it's frozen in time, and it all goes back to 10 again, or which then becomes 11, and then it becomes 12, and it just goes around and around. So again, most of what we are is is non-physical, and the way to get to that is to chill out. And one of the best ways I know is what we call meditation. But for anybody else, if you're just channeling, then you've got it. If you're just a chill person, then you've got it. If you receive things and you listen and you're very receptive, then you've got it. If you just want to lay down and take naps, then you've got it. It's all part of it. Even dreams, my 4D self told me that the way they actually created time. 4D was the first time moments. And the way your dream works is how it works in 4D. And that's actually the true time. There is no real time Here it's called space-time or time-space, and that's the difference. I explain that another time, no pun intended. But here we're just revolving. The Earth is rotating. It's revolving around the sun, and we're tick-tock, tick-tock. So that's not real time. Real time is in time moments, and with that, that's 4D has come to me. So even when you're dreaming, that's like a meditation. When you have these dreams and stuff. So again, I like to try to chill, breathe. There's all different ways you can do it, guided or by yourself, and just let the real subtleties come to you. The small, it can be a whisper. It can be like a flash, and that is all like real, and it's more real than what you're living here. If you take a hammer and a nail and you try to hammer and you miss the nail and hit your finger, you go, ah, and it hurts. That's one reality. That's only a very small part. This other stuff, when you go 4, 5, 6, 7D, very light, very quiet, and almost no sounds, maybe no emotion, maybe no thought. Because 6D is where the first thought came. So it's before that. And that's those downloads that just happen and you just know. So I'm going to make a couple videos today where we are with 3 different incredible people, and one we're going to do 3 different subjects with each one, and we're going to see if we can kind of feel and get down to the quiet, non-physicality and the truth of what we really are. The most of what we are is in the non-physical. And just see if this even helps anyone out there get a feeling of that, or at least if this resonates even with anyone. And it's just chill out, is in any way, any form you find it. And one other thing, for people that their minds race a lot, like mine does, I got better at this when I started to see those thoughts going around like a merry-go-round, and you kind of take it and put it in the corner. You just say, it's like a merry-go-round, and you just stick it up in the corner and let it do its thing. It's cool. And then come back to the bigger picture of you, which is everything you've ever lived in all different dimensities. And then you can just let the 3D mind do its thing, and it's no big deal. And that's, for me, it worked. But some people don't have that, and that's great. Then you can easily just let things go. Okay,